welcome to Renee Boxing, the platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze, and simply talk about the sport of boxing and more in a level-headed, coherent fashion. Definitely, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking it up, and sharing. Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for tuning into the Flash Lives, the premieres of my videos, such as this. Y'all know what it is, man. If you're new to the platform, if you love the sport of boxing, this is definitely the place for you. And we don't only just talk about the sport of boxing, but that's the heart of the platform and mainly what we do talk about. But we also talk about other things, definitely. Combat sports, I definitely give my credit to that, you know what I'm saying, to other sports out there, BKFC, MMA, you know what I'm saying, UFC. Check out my channel, scroll it, you know what I'm saying, the content there. You'll see I have pushed from time to time videos when it comes to certain events, you know, and news when it comes to the UFC. Definitely, man. So, I do watch the UFC from time to time. Not too much, compared to boxing. But, this recent Ngannou and Gain fight, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the names right because I'm horrible with names. And you already know. Y'all who know me, I'm bad with names. But whatever. Ngannou and Gain, great fight. Very interesting approach that Ngannou, executed in this fight. He won by the takedowns, constant takedowns, just straight exhaustifying his opponent. And Ngannou he looked kind of gassed out too towards the end of the fight, you know what I'm saying? A couple rounds in, it looked like he was getting gassed out, but hey, them takedowns, if I'm not mistaken, Gain, man, he has never been taken down in his whole career. And Ngannou did that. So awesome stuff, man. Great win by Ngannou. I expected, as a matter of fact, it just depends on your tastes, right? When it comes to combat sports, I expected more boxing on behalf of Ngannou. I thought he was going to go in there and throw some nice power punches as he usually does, with his opponents, and just demolishes them. I thought he was going to do that with Gain, but he just a totally different game plan, and it shows how he has different dynamics, man. Ngannou has different dynamics. It was just beautiful stuff, man. But it wasn't what I expected, and I reiterate, I wanted to see him box more, throw more punches, but he just did the contrary. Wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Taking down his opponent, Gain, several times. I don't know how many takedowns were in that fight, but man, good stuff. I like Gain, how he's light on his feet, his kicks. I like how he's light on his feet. His footwork is decent for a heavyweight. Wow, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, shouts out to Gain. Great fight, man. And congrats to Ngannou, reigning heavyweight champion in UFC. Undisputed, if I'm not corrected. Also, good stuff. Wow. And I want to make this video, man, and talk about certain aspects. As you can see here, the thumbnail, right? Dana White and Jake Paul, they've been going back and forth somewhat, in interviews and stuff like that, and on Twitter, whatever. I got to start with this, man. Jake Paul, I know a lot of people criticize him. I have pushed a couple videos concerning Jake Paul, and I have expressed I'm probably one of the very, very, very few out there. Like I said, there's a gazillion of platforms out there when it comes to sport of boxing and MMA, so wow. But I'm probably one of the very, very few that have given Jake Paul credit in what he has been doing as of late when it comes to sport of boxing. And I talked about since my last couple videos, as a matter of fact, I think it was my first one when it came to Jake Paul, in the lead up of him fighting, if I'm not mistaken, it was Woodley the first time. The first fight against Woodley, if I remember correctly, I pushed a video talking about, I give credit to Jake Paul, man. At first, I didn't like the whole influencer stuff, them coming in the sport of boxing when it all started out with KSI and his brother, Logan Paul. And I detested it, you know what I'm saying? But as of late, with Jake Paul in particular, what he has been doing in the business side of the sport of boxing, and I think it's great. Look what he's doing with Amanda Serrano, and I think he's going to extend it. He's going to extend it, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because if I'm not mistaken, Clarissa Shields is inviting Jake Paul to, witness her fight that she's having soon. I really don't know the date. I just forgot. But she probably already fought. I don't know. But it looks like she's, reaching out to Jake Paul. Before, it was a couple months ago, a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, Clarissa Shields, she criticized Jake Paul, and I love Clarissa Shields. She's amazing, you know what I'm saying? The accolades that she has accomplished in the sport of boxing, just phenomenal, freaking phenomenal, wow. But, what I'm trying to say here is that I'm sure Jake Paul's going to extend beyond Amanda Serrano. He's just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. So, I've given him credit. I think he's taking things seriously when it comes to sport of boxing, and not just that, but combat sports, because we're going to see in a moment, right, news that's coming out concerning Jake Paul reaching out to UFC MMA fighters. We'll just say MMA fighters, I guess, generally speaking, but particularly the UFC. because he's seeing the things that are going on, man, and how fighters are being treated, I guess we can say. Just purse bid numbers came out recently, if I'm not mistaken, concerning, Ngannou, the fight that he had with Game. Approximately around, I'm not a numbers guy, but it was around, I remember the numbers, it was around 600,000 he got in this heavyweight bout for Undisputed. That's not much, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see some things. We're going to, check out some articles and things like that. Everything that we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, it's, link in the description. You already know, okay? So, first and foremost, I want to start with what Ngannou said, man. Francis Ngannou said concerning a potential contract that he had with the UFC, So, let me just go ahead and, center that just, so you can see it there. Sorry about that. So it's just a long title. So it says here, Francis Ngannou estimates $7 million loss not signing UFC deal, but freedom doesn't work with money. So, apparently he was going to sign a $7 million contract, or at least it was offered to him, but he denied it. He didn't want to sign, he didn't want to continue with it, and we're going to see why. Okay, so let's just scroll down a little bit. This is a quote from Ngannou. He says, "You can be free and fight for the UFC," Ngannou said. So he looks like he's going to be a free agent, I guess we'll call it, right? Quote, "I just want to be free. We are supposedly independent contractors. Independent contractor is technically a free person." So that's smart. Smart move by Ngannou. Anyways, that's continue. That's the reason why they need some adjustments in that contract. That's what I've been fighting for. Good stuff right there. We just scroll just a tad more. Here's more quotes by Ngannou. Check it out. "The term of the contract, everything that they put into, they hold you in captivity." Now, this is the nitty-gritty that I want to get to. He says that they hold you in captivity. Ngannou said, "You can't do anything. You have no rights. The contract is one-sided. Although you still don't have nothing, you don't even have," look at this, ladies and gentlemen, "health insurance." And this is where Jake Paul gets in the mix. In a little bit, we're going to check that out. "You don't even have health insurance, even while you're putting your body on the line to put on the show." Wow. That's a sad thing. I've talked about it when it comes to the sport of boxing as well. You know what I'm saying? I remember pushing a video some time ago, it was a while ago, concerning Danny Garcia. I don't know if he's really materializing the plans and goals that he has explained in that video I talked about, and the receipts are there, blah, 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 right? That he's talked about, in an interview, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. You can scroll and check it out, look for it. Danny Garcia talking about he wants to make like pension plans and, insurance plans or what have you for fighters, and provide that, provide that support for fighters. But I don't know if he was talking about after he retires. I just don't remember clearly. That boxing also has that, disadvantage. I don't know all the details and ramifications when it comes to, contracts that fighters sign, but, you kind of see the same thing in the sport of boxing. I think it's really sad. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked about time and time again when it comes to combat sports in general, that, MMA fighters, man, they need health insurance. They need to be protected. I think it's freaking sad that they don't have those, they don't have this covering. I guess we can say it like that, right? So let me just repeat. He says they have no insurance. This is Ngannou saying it. Nothing, no guarantee. Let me just scroll, just go back up a little bit. You don't even have health insurance. That's horrible, ladies and gentlemen. These guys, man, are risking their lives on the line, just like I've said it many times about, the sport of boxing. These guys receive kicks in the faces. They receive kicks in the head. They receive, they get chokehold. They get, you never know what can happen in that octagon. My respect to these warriors and gladiators and gladiatoresses, the female warriors, in MMA. Wow, you know what I'm saying? And that's freaking sad. I think Dana White should do better than that, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. So let me continue. So you're risking everything. There's a lot of things. We have no insurance, nothing, no guarantee, which I understand as an independent contractor. But treat me as such. If I am, whether I'm going to be an employee or an independent contractor, make it very clear in the contract. It's very mixed up. He continued to say, "That's probably the thing that I hated most about this, how they hold all the cards, the power to just destroy you," Ngannou added later. "As soon as you don't say yes, they just take you down." So it looks like that's what happened to, Ngannou when this offer, this contract was offered to him, $7 million. It sounds like a lot, but you know what I'm saying? When you consider all these other aspects that are not considered in the contract, it's not much at all, definitely, when you're talking about somebody's health, an MMA fighter's health. I mean, that's just crazy. So it looks like that's what it was. He didn't say yes, and they just took it down. They just, okay, then forget it. No deal, then go home. So no negotiations. That's kind of what I'm, perceiving from this. Continue, he says, quote, "There's something wrong with me with those kinds of things, that I just can't take it." So, and he continued to say, that more money, but it didn't carry any of the things that I have asked for. Not really, not at all. The money was tempting. It was good, but this is not just about money. By this point, I think it's a lot more than just money. At this moment, it's more than money. Just money cannot fix this situation. I don't believe that. So, he's smart, man. Ngannou's wise. A lot of fighters, young fighters out there, generally speaking, even boxers, the money looks good. There's a lot of figures in there. They're signed. Where do I sign? Sign on the dotted line. I sell I don't want to say sell my soul, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's a lopsided contract, just like what Ngannou's saying in this case, and he's wise. I got to say this is another point I want to say. If I'm not mistaken, Ngannou's around 36 years old. Who knows how much longer he's going to be reigning as a UFC champ? You know what I'm saying? He didn't look as fast. Just going back just a tad, in the Gane fight, he didn't look as fast as he did in other fights. I don't know if it's the age factor. Maybe Father Time is, saying hello to Ngannou. Who knows? But he's becoming wise. And I'm not saying he's old. I'm just saying for fighting, 36. If I'm not mistaken, he's 36. He's getting up there. For the sport, he's getting up there. He's wiser now. It's not just money. It's a lot more to him. I'm saying more things are important to him. And I agree. I think that's awesome. And I think that he can teach a lot of fighters some good things, when it comes to, contracts and stipulations and contracts. I mean, this is great. I think this is great what Ngannou's doing, and he's speaking out on it. And that's awesome. And now, how does this, check this out, man. How does this, like I said, link in the description, all we're seeing, okay? How does this intertwine with Jake Paul, okay? I want to show you a tweet real quick, okay? This is by Jason Hagholm. Okay, like I said, I'm horrible with pronunciation. If I'm not pronouncing it right, I'm sorry. So here we got here, it says Jason Hagholm, okay? You can check out who he is. I really don't know who it is. It was on my feed though, okay? Like I said, sometimes I follow some MMA news and, UFC and things of that nature. So he is a TV broadcaster, and voice for, whatever, MMA journalist. Okay, so you check it out in your free time. I'm sure a lot of people maybe know more than I do concerning these people. Okay, so anyway, so he says here, okay? He says, wow, Francis Ngannou just told, this reporter guy. Yeah, he's that MMA reporter guy. I think it's a controversial one, but shouts out to him, that he and his team got an email from the UFC as they were on their way to the Honda Center that they were going to be sued. Wow. After having talks with Nakisa Bidarian, okay, who is Jake Paul's promoter about boxing. Oh, that's a mouthful, isn't it? So it looks like he's getting sued. So, I mean, Ngannou is in apparent, issues. And I think that had to do with him not continuing in signing that contract, that $7 million contract. Something's going on there. Something's going on there. Now, if you go to another article, check this out, man. I gotta show you this. Also, you see this from this article. Link in the description. Like I said, this is from MMAfighting.com. Okay, so you check it out. Links in the description and everything we're going to see, and that Twitter also, that Twitter that we just saw. So, Morning Report says Jake Paul invests in UFC parent company Endeavor. So it's a parent company with the goal of fixing UFC fighter pay from within. So, Jake Paul's trying to reach out and help people as far as, fighters, MMA fighters, in respect to pay, because that they've been going back and forth and things of that nature. They've been going back and forth, Dana White and Jake Paul concerning payment, and not only payment. I was gonna make a video on this days ago when this came out, but I was just waiting for more things to materialize. Check this out. Jake Paul's tweet within this article, okay? It says here, I've invested in EDR UFC stock with my partner Jeffrey Wu, okay, to focus on UFC's ESG standards relating to fighters. We believe EDR can drive long-term economic value by increasing UFC fighter pay and providing them, here we go, just what Ngannou was talking about, and providing them health care. That's awesome, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? People who are criticizing Jake Paul about this and that, act like a clown, whatever. Shouts out to Jake Paul once again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's awesome, and I really hope that this materializes what he's doing for the betterment, for the improvement of what's going on with MMA fighters and their contracts and their general well-being when it comes to their healthcare and pay, of course. Like I said earlier, man, you check it out, you check the figures. Those who are more number heads and figureheads, Ngannou got it like approximately $600,000, ladies and gentlemen. 600, not even $1 million. Are you kidding me? For heavyweight undisputed champ fight? I mean, that's crazy. That's not much money at all, ladies and gentlemen. You got fighters, you got boxers in the sport of boxing. Why do you think, man? a lot of these MMA fighters want to go and fight Canelo. Not just Canelo, but why? This goes back to Mayweather and McGregor. All of a sudden, all these MMA guys want to jump over to boxing because they see the checks, they see the money. You know what I mean? So I mean, that $600,000, that's just, man, that's sad. Ngannou deserves a lot more, and all these MMA fighters, they deserve a lot more under the UFC umbrella. I personally think, And shouts out to Jake Paul. Like I said, links in the description of everything we just saw. Shouts out to Jake Paul. Hopefully he can do something. Hopefully he can do something for all these, warriors and warrioresses. I guess that's the, the feminine term of warriors. But you know my point. You understand what I'm saying? For all these warriors and that get in that octagon and risk their lives. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with the lawsuit. Apparently, he's getting sued, I don't know, man. Ngannou's getting sued, apparently, man. Hopefully, Jake Paul can come in and help these guys out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Jake Paul's going to come and save the day and change the whole sport. Of course not. You got Dana White there. And it's going to take a lot more, it's going to take a lot more pieces of the puzzle, to figure these things out. These are big issues. But hey, I wish the best for Ngannou, man. It looks like he's going to be, apparently a free agent, and I just hope the best for him. So, sounds like that he was, trying to reach out to Jake Paul to do some kind of boxing gig or something, because of course I understand Ngannou also. I mean, maybe he's looking for more money also, even though he said it's not all about money, of course, but maybe he's looking for a nice paycheck too, because he deserves a lot more. According to what he's been doing in his career. Just amazing accolades in the UFC, man. Heavyweight champ, man. Amazing. So, man, what do you guys think about this? I just want to push the video concerning this, man. Definitely, man. Do you know more about it? Go ahead and comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, share it up. Share it up. Renee Boxing. We don't only talk about sport of boxing. We talk about other things, too, as well as UFC. So, definitely, man. We'll see what happens. Renee Boxing on the platform will simply discuss, critique, analyze, and talk about sport of boxing and more in a level-headed and coherent, mature fashion. Man, go ahead and comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you because I want to hear you. I want to hear about, what you think concerning this whole thing. So I wish the best for Ngannou. We'll see what Jake Paul's going to do. Renee Boxing, peace out. Stay safe.